creative.
Ooh, is it my turn now?
And now it's time to start the show. What's going on, everybody? It's your man, Winston Ward.
And your girl, Ash Slays, here with the Rise of the Creative podcast.
And today we have an amazing podcast.
Yes, we got a guest.
A guest.
Give it up.
An esteemed guest at that.
An esteemed.
You know, a man of style, should we say? A man of the
some might say.
Yeah, a man of a particular cloth that some might say. So I would like to introduce everyone to our guest, JC Brillant. Come on, let's clap it up for him.
Yeah, hello everybody. Yeah, my name is JC Brillant, aka Jose Cristo Brillant.
Okay.
CEO of BBNYC and also Jose Cristo, my new line. BBNYC stands for Be Brilliant New York City.
Nice.
I hear that.
And so before we get into the episode, we always like to give some creative quotes based upon the name of the episode, and this one is going to be called Creating Your Style. So I'll read both of them, or do you want to read
I'll
one?
read the first one and you can read the second.
Okay, go ahead. Ladies first.
The first creative quote we have is, to have style, you have to know who you are. And that's by Iris FL. I hope I said that last name right.
It's okay. We butcher names all
she
the
know
time
who
on this
she is.
podcast,
Yeah.
right? The second one is, fashion is not something that exists in dresses only. Fashion is in the sky. It's in the street. Fashion has to do with ideas, the way you live, and what is happening. And that's by Coco Chanel. And I feel like that is the encapsulation of art.
Right.
A lot of times people say some of the best artists are people who have been through things and put those experiences through their art or through their creativity. So let's start there. Let's speak about your journey. Like, what led you to fashion?
Yeah, so for me, I've always loved fashion since I was a young kid. I like to dress all the time. My parents always had me, going to. I went to church a lot, so I always, wore fancy suits. Whenever I went out, I had to dress up. As I got older, even from high school, I always, excuse me for the camera, but I always just like to dress, right? But I got into the fashion world via shoes. I mentioned that earlier in our side conversation. I worked at this women's shoe store a long time ago, called Wild Pair. You guys may not remember, that's way before your time. But if you were my age, you'd be like, oh my God, Wild Pair. That was the hottest shoe store out at the time. It was a very, very trendy shoe store for women. They had men's shoes too, but it was enough women in there, like every day, all day. And I worked at a major mall in Long Island called Roosevelt Field. And like I said, that was really my true entry into fashion, if you will. Like, I can make this a career, and not necessarily a fashion designer. Because I had, up until 2017 when I started BBNYC, I had nothing about being a designer. That actually happened by accident, no joke. Now, I've always been creative. I've always can draw, which kind of helps with the designs.
Sketches, yeah.
But my thing was shoes, as I mentioned earlier. I love shoes. People used to call me Al Bundy. That's how much I love shoes. So my sneaker game is on point. My men's shoes is on point. My shoes in general is on point.
Right.
Even my wife's shoes, because I buy her shoes. Like
Nice.
when me and my wife been together. We've been married 20 years this year in October, but we've been together since college, so that's 29 years.
Congratulations.
Total. So most dudes, they buy gifts, they'll buy jewelry, whatever. I bought her shoes. Like, people thought that was crazy, but I bought her shoes. So she was like, oh my God, he could buy. So like, even now to this day, if she's buying shoes, she come to me first. Like, yo, do you like this? Do you like that? If she's by herself, she'll send me pictures. She'll send me video.
That.
Like,
That's
do you like this, that? Even her sister, she'll send me pictures. Like, do you like, everybody knows I like shoes. Like, that's my number one thing. But I don't make shoes because I respect it too much.
I get that.
You
No,
know what
I
I'm
get
saying?
it.
I
It's
won't
a
make
different
it.
animal.
It's a totally different animal. So, but my journey. So that's the beginning part. Technically, so this whole BBNYC thing is crazy. So technically, I was going to open a store in 2009 to sell clothes. The name of the store was called Be Brilliant. Now,
Not your clothes.
not my clothes.
Just
sell
clothes in general.
It's just a
Like a
store that's,
reseller.
yeah,
You
like
got it.
Polo, Hilfiger, whatever. I was gonna open a store in Brooklyn. My in-laws own the they used to own a building out there, and I was gonna get the storefront. Now, although the rent was high, I would have got it regardless, but I still couldn't really afford even the discounts. I was like, I'm gonna fall back. I'm gonna build a website. So, and put a pin in that for a second. I used to build a lot of websites from 2001. So my first company was iBottom Line. I built a lot of websites. So I did like celebrity sites from Wendy Williams, Swizbees, Big Tigger, and a slew of others in that time frame. So fast forward 2009, I'm about to open this store. Couldn't really afford it, so I said, let me do this website. I still didn't do the website. It was, again, Be Brilliant. So I owned Brillant.com at the time. I didn't build the site, but fast forward 2017, I was like, you know what? I'm going to do the site. I lost the domain name, BeBrilliant.com. I was like, all right, I'm going to put BeBrilliantNYC.com. Okay. Again, remember I said I wasn't doing design. I was just opening a store. So I made T-shirts with my logo. I was giving them out as flyers. Boom, boom, just giving them out as, like the T-shirt. Like I'm promoting the site. I'm not designing anything. This pause again. I used to work in the music industry. This one rapper kid that I knew was about to put out an album. He was a producer, but he was about to put out an album. Fast forward, I give him a shirt, and he's like, "Yo, I like this shirt. Can I buy it?" I was like, "What? I'm not selling it. I'm giving it away." And what happened was I was making. Not only was I doing the white T-shirts, those are the ones that was really for free. They were all for free, but I was making like this is 2017, so you'll understand the style. I was making like black T-shirts with the logo, but aluminum foil. That was kind of like hot at the time.
Yeah.
So I did silver, orange was my main color, orange. This light bulb logo. This was the logo that was on there. So he wanted to buy it. I was like, I'm not selling. He's like, no, I'm buying. I'm like, all right. And he wore it in his video, which was pretty dope. So then he was doing like an album release slash pop. Not even, no, it was album release. It wasn't a slash pop up. He wanted me there.
Right.
He was like, yo, I want you to sell your clothes. I'm like, all right, whatever. So that was technically my first pop up. So it was at a store. You ever heard of this brand called D.O.N.D. Brooklyn, D.F.B.K.?
Yes.
Yeah, so they have a store there. So he knows him. He knows the owner of DFB, Alex. I forget Alex's last name, but Alex is his first name. He owns DFBK. And so the pop-up / album release was in his store.
Nice.
Right? So so I just quickly made a whole bunch of T-shirts. I made hoodies. I don't know if I made hats, but I made hoodies and T-shirts. And it sold out.
Wow.
That was my first time. I was like, yo. So I made money. I'm like, all right. And at that point, I said, I'm about to do a clothing line. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, if it's selling like that, I'm about to do a clothing line. Now, most people, and especially in 2017, was weird because all of a sudden, I don't know if it was like, you ever like want to buy a car, if you want to buy something, all of a sudden you see it all over the place.
Yeah.
Of course.
So in this case, I want to start a clothing line. Everybody's doing a clothing line.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, are you
Everybody's
kidding
doing
me?
a clothing line. So anyway, I have a marketing background. I have a little bit of business sense, and I say a little bit because I know a lot more now, but I have a little bit of business sense. And I started like shopping it around, like trying to get it in stores. And the one thing that I was told was like, oh, we don't buy just T-shirts. I did get it to some stores, but like some of the stores that I really wanted to get it, it was like, nah, you gotta have denim, you gotta have sweatsuits, you gotta have all that. I said, okay. Right? I said, all right, no problem. So I got into a couple. My first store was Jerry Sportswear in Brooklyn on Flatbush. And it's funny, ironically enough, that was where my first photo shoot was, like literally right there, Church Avenue in Flatbush. But anyway, I got into that first store, and then I said, all right, I got to start making like real clothes. So then I just started shopping around. Actually, the funny thing is, most of the manufacturers found me. When you're online on social media and you posting anything, they find you. Like,
Right.
They're like, oh, you got clothes? Sir, they most of them were Pakistani. Sir, we make clothes. I'm like, all right. And I didn't hit everybody. There was some Indian manufacturers, some Bangladesh manufacturers, Chinese manufacturers, which I wanted. But the Chinese manufacturers, and I'm not saying all of them, but at the time I was working with them, their 3Xs were large.
Yeah,
They weren't
the Chinese
3X.
sizes conversion is crazy.
They weren't 3X. So I
Yeah.
was going through that drama. Like I'm a real 3X. At the time I was like 320-ish at the time. Them 3Xs were largest. Not even XL. They were
Yeah.
large.
Large.
I was
Yeah.
like, dog, this don't work. So I ended with 2 manufacturers in Pakistan, plus a lady right down this block. I forget where we are, but right down this block, I was working with her. She was the first person that they recommended me to, like my advisors. You gotta have advisors, by the way. But my first advisor recommended me to go here. She's good. She's great, actually, but she makes you source every single piece, and that's part of the design thing. A lot of these New York fashion designers, they do what she does, which makes you source everything, which is great.
When you say source, you mean like get the fabric?
Everything.
Oh, okay.
The button, the tag, the fabric.
And she just puts it together.
She puts it together.
With your design, of course.
With your design. But it's
okay.
harder with her because we're in New York. So her price is high.
Of course.
You don't know that when you first start.
Right.
And if you've never been overseas or whatever, you don't know her price is high.
But
I
is
was
she
already
good,
checking.
though?
She's
She was
great.
good,
She's
yeah.
great. She's great. She's great. She makes, you know what it is? I found out she makes a lot of these brands that start first.
Got
And
it.
she made mine first, right? She start, a lot of people from New York, they use, I forget her name. I sent it to my phone. But anyway, they start with her first and then they branch out like I did. But the 2 manufacturers I ended up with, one I fired because they were crooks. But the one that I've been with since 2017, I'm still with him. Like I said, they're based out in Pakistan, and he does all my sourcing. The pricing is decent. It's actually good, great actually. No, it's not even his fault. It's what you call it?
Customs?
Customs / shipping.
That was the question I was gonna.
Shipping is
That was
the worst.
that was the question I was gonna ask because
Yeah.
once you mention anything overseas or just
yeah.
international, I was just
Yeah.
like,
And
how does that
especially
even
during
work?
COVID,
Yeah.
Oh my God. And then I don't know if you
yeah.
remember, there was a situation in Africa where that canal got stopped. So things were taking, like just regular, like you order something on Amazon, it took longer than normal.
I do remember
because
that.
of that canal. There was so many ships backed up.
Wow.
So like cars were taking forever. Like if you was buying a car, you couldn't get it right away. It would take 6 months minimum.
Wow.
Like a new car. If you get a new
Yeah.
car, it would take 6 months minimum to get a new car just because of that canal was. I forgot what happened. Maybe a ship got stuck somewhere or whatever. But I mean, it got cleared up obviously now. But they didn't lower the prices. The prices are sky high, bro. It's insane.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But that's
What's one piece of advice you wish you knew before you started this journey?
really so again, remember I said business. There's one thing in business that I messed up on, and I feel like a lot of people don't start because of that piece. And that's really more or less financial statements. Right? Because a lot of people get into the business because of passion. Like I'm still in it because of my passion. Like I'm if it was about the business, I would be out long. I was just telling my wife today, like, nah, because I'm not making, like, BBYC is in the red. It's not in the black at all. We're in the red. I know, I'm going to cross a deal that's going to get me way over.
Of course.
But at this point, it's in the red. And I just didn't. Yeah, it's really the business side of things. It's really the financial statement pieces, because that's a tough thing to deal with, and it costs a lot. Like if I would have probably thought about that way more, I probably may not even be doing it.
What's your biggest challenge, like right now, as of like 2024? What is one of your biggest challenges?
Shit, money. That's just, but
hear that.
I mean, it's always been that, but it wasn't that bad before because I was making money outside of fashion. Like I'm still making money outside of fashion, but like I have a day job. What happened was I had another business. I still have that business, but I stopped that business, if you will, in 2022, which paused a lot of things financially, right? So I am working a day job, but I can't really take money out of my day job that pays my bills, that pays life, although I do, because I'm an idiot, but although I do, I do put some money into BBYC. So, but that's the thing. It's not like, because fashion is expensive. You ask anybody, fashion is very, very, very expensive. It's no joke. So that part right there is the biggest challenge. Because if I bring it down to like shipping, as we discussed, right?
Oh, yeah.
Shipping is dumb expensive because I can buy clothes for let's say $1,000. The shipping might be $900. That's
Wow.
insane.
Yep.
That means I got to double my wholesale because of shipping, not
Yep.
because of the cost of the clothes, because of shipping.
Yep.
Wow.
So it would make more sense for me to make more, but then again, as you stated earlier, most of them, not necessarily custom. I do have some custom things like my suits, so I make suits. But but when I make like collections and outfits, it's at least minimum 18 pieces per thing, right? If it's a shirt, it's 18. If it's a pants, it's 18. But because of money, I gotta do 6. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, and it's really shipping. Like I was just talking to my manufacturer the other day. I'm like, yo, I need X amount of stuff. Da, da, da. How much is this? Damn, word. But then when he gives me the lower price, so like for example, I think the high price was like 4,000 and change. The low price was 2,000 change. It don't even make sense for me to get the 2,000 because
Right.
I'm only going to get 6 pieces versus 18 for 4.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, and then that'll give you more opportunity to sell to stores, sell online, etc. So and give away too. I give away a lot.
Right. So that's something I wanted to speak to you about in regards to social media.
Yep.
How has social media helped your brand?
So it helped and destroyed at the same time.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Please speak
But
about that.
I was caught. Actually, it was a lot of people caught up on that. There was a lot of lawsuits on it. So in the beginning, 2017 through 2019, great.
Yeah.
I was making mad money.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. I was making money in the beginning.
Yeah.
Because social media did help.
Yeah.
But what happened is, what's it called? Spamming, right?
Oh, yeah.
So if you're selling, right, and I can sell ice to Eskimos, no joke. So if you're selling, right, you want to hit everybody up,
Of course.
right? Like my wife sells a product right now, and she had to fall back because she started texting mad people. She's like,
Yeah.
"Oh no," because she remember what happened to me. So I'm selling, I'm making money, I'm advertising, which sucks. I'm paying for ads.
Yep.
I'm selling online. I got my Instagram store. People are buying.
Yep.
People are wearing the clothes. People are tagging you. And then all of a sudden I get blocked.
Yeah.
Why?
Shadow
Because
ban.
Shadows. Yes, the original one. The first one was shadow. I don't know. Yes, shadow ban was the first time. But because I'm like, hey, buy my stuff. Hey, buy my stuff. Hey, buy my stuff.
Yeah, that
Like I'm
language.
hitting everybody.
It's even the
up.
language now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm hitting everybody up. I'm hitting everybody. Pow! All of a sudden it stopped. And for like a year and a half, no joke, I couldn't put my website on there.
Yeah.
Like it would block everything. If I put it's shopbbnyc.com. If I had put shopbbnyc on anything, it wouldn't go through. It would be blocked. And mad people used to be like, "Yo, I can't tag you or nothing, or I can't do that." I'm like, "Cause I'm blocked." For like a year and a half, maybe 2 years, I was blocked. So as I went like this and then like that on social media, like
Wow.
that, like I couldn't do nothing. So I had to do like, you know, people say YouTube is good, but you gotta have real content on YouTube,
Yeah. Very
right?
true.
You gotta have, you know, I did what's that thing called? Pinterest. Pinterest is great,
Pinterest, yes.
Yeah.
but honestly,
It doesn't
real
translate to
talk,
sales,
Nah,
'cause it's
it's
pictures.
supposed to.
It's yeah.
It's the way
But, yeah.
it's supposed to.
But
right?
people use Pinterest for ideas and
Yeah.
for content.
Because if you go on my Pinterest account now, anything you click on, it goes right to the site. But nobody's clicking on it, right?
Right.
Whereas Instagram, people were
Yeah.
click by. I was
Yeah.
like, yes, but then it stopped. So I could do it now, but I just haven't picked it up. And I am going to pick it up after this photo shoot.
You should try TikTok.
Yes, but
People
it's that
sleep
YouTube
on
thing. Yes,
TikTok.
my wife is big on
Especially
TikTok.
when it comes to the TikTok shop.
Yes.
I know
She keep
plenty
telling
of
me all the
people that
time.
will,
Yeah.
because this person got it on, you know.
I have to do this next photo shoot because I should, yes, but this next photo shoot is gonna be a new collection, and it's me starting over.
So
Like,
what's your creative process? Like, all right,
Yeah.
you want to do a shoot. What does it look like?
So
Oh, you
Start
wanna
us
do-
at the beginning.
Yeah,
Yes,
the
like,
very
I'm talking about like
beginning.
from
pen to
idea.
paper.
From idea. Yeah.
Yeah, so I get my ideas in New York City. So I ride the subway, I walk the parks, I walk the streets. I see everything. I'm looking at everything. Everybody's fashion. I'm looking at the kids. I'm looking at adults. I'm looking at everything. Then I start sketching. Just whatever. Ideas do hit me. I start sketching. Then I land on a color scheme. And I had color pencils. I think my wife bought them, but I got color pencils that I use. I have this one. I might even have it on me. I had this one sketchbook. That's funny. I think I do have a sketchbook, so you can see all my old stuff. I have my sketchbook. I draw it. Take pictures of it. Send it to my manufacturer. He'll give me a digital. It's funny. Let me pause right there for a second. I used to. You ever heard this guy named? You should use him, by the way. You ever heard this guy named Miami Chaos?
No.
I worked with him for years. You heard of him?
Mm-mm.
He's the dopest illustrator on this planet.
Really?
That's my guy. He's from New York. He stay out of Miami. I used to use him. Although I get like the 4-finger discount, it's still expensive.
Of course.
So
Of course.
I send it to my manufacturer. He gives me the digital illustration. I wish I was using Miami, but I give it to my manufacturer. He gives me the digital, like the mock-up or whatever. I approve it. We go over everything. Stitch, button, zipper. I didn't do that in 2017, by the way. I was missing mad stuff. I used to get clothes. I'm like, yo, where the pockets at? Thinking
Not where the pockets.
He's like, sir, you didn't tell me. Sir,
They so literal.
Yeah,
It's like
they
so
are
literal.
very literal.
You didn't ask for pockets.
right. I'm
I was
like,
over the shirt.
Exactly.
I think I needed to ask for
Right, about pockets on the pants, bro.
Right.
Like, come on. So we go over every little stitch, every little
Got
dot
it.
and dash. My suits I do custom made, so I do like it's the suits are under Jose Cristo, so I'll do like this suit was made for your first name, last name, one of one by Jose Cristo. It's in the inside pocket, so stuff like that. But I gotta tell them every time. I know it ain't there.
Got it.
So, but anyway, so stitch, manufacturer, go over pricing. He'll make it, send me samples first. I usually get samples in my size, of course. It got to fit me, got to feel good. I got to look good. All right. My wife got to approve. You like it? Great. I wear it outside to see how people like, oh, that's a nice fit. Da-da-da. Like, this is one of one for now. What I'm wearing now is one of one for now, but I got so many compliments, it'll be out next year. So, a lot of stuff I wear is usually samples first, and then it comes out. You know what I'm saying? My youngest son wears my clothes mostly. He loves BBNYC. My older son used to wear it, but he's older. He's 18. The younger one is 16. He still wears it, so it's whatever. But the 18-year-old, he just went to college. He wears it whenever, but not really. They wear the basketball shorts. I used to sponsor a basketball tournament in Brooklyn. But anyway, the process. So samples, test it basically, right? And then once it's tested, I send it back. I tell them, okay, I want to get at least 6 to 18, hopefully 18 pieces. I try to sell 2 sizes. Well, it doesn't matter because if more than one store pick it up, that's fine. And prayerfully, if I get 10 stores, then I can just reorder and I can do a lot, right? But the store sales slowed down a bit since COVID. I know it's a long time ago now, but it slowed down a bit since COVID. So I've only been focused on online sales.
How do you ensure that your manufacturer doesn't take your designs and sell them to somebody else?
That's why I fired the other one.
Oh.
The other one was literally trying to bootleg my.
I was about
how
to
you
say,
bootlegging me?
heard,
I'm nobody.
I've heard
You know
that
what I'm saying?
like manufacturers will steal somebody's design
Yes.
and either put it as their own or we were talking about Shein.
Yeah.
Shein steals designs from real designers and makes their clothes cheaper.
Really?
And puts it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
They have so many lawsuits and so many copyright infringements. Yeah.
I didn't know that was like a thing.
Yeah.
That
Why
is
not? You have to think
definitely
about
a
it. You're
thing.
sending somebody your raw designs
Yeah.
to this person in wherever.
Right.
You don't know where it's gonna go, where it's gonna end up until you see it online. You're like, hey, I literally made that.
That looks familiar.
Right. So how do you ensure that happens with
You
your
really can't
manufacturers?
ensure that, but the one manufacturer that I do work with right now, he works with several. It's funny. He works with several designers in the States. One in England, I think. I do check their websites every now and again to make sure that they don't have anything that I have.
That makes sense.
Little
Yeah.
double check.
Yeah,
Right,
just double
you
check
know.
their brands, and I'm sure they check my stuff too. But all my stuff is original design. Now, I'm not gonna lie. In the very beginning, like one of my first track, I had to kill it. One of my first track shoots was basically a Nike Tech. It was Nike Tech with BBNYC on it, and it was different. Don't get me wrong, but I
close
kept
enough.
looking at it. I was
Right.
like,
Fundamentally, it was the
yeah,
same.
like I literally didn't realize when I made it Like it was Nike Tech.
Yeah.
But then I said, oh shoot, I can't do this. I just stopped. I said, nah, I ain't making this no more.
That's so interesting.
But it happens though. Like designers do bite sometimes by mistake or on purpose. Put a twist to it. So then I started doing my own stuff. Like I got this one design that I'm keeping like ongoing. Like I just changed it up a little bit. It's my denim jogger set. It's denim jacket, denim jeans. I wish I had it on, but so it's a jogger. There's a zipper right here. It opens up. It has the BBYC logo here. And it's funny because now, I don't know if y'all noticed, bell bottoms is kind of back out, so I wear it open now, right? I used to wear it closed, right? But now
Back
I
in
wear it open.
2017, that makes
Right,
yeah.
So I wear it open, so it's belled out a little bit. You got the logo in there. The pattern in there is satin, obviously. I mean, the material in there is satin. Obviously, this is all denim. The waistline is satin, actually. The back of the jacket is satin with the logo on it. Now, I changed it up a little bit. Like, I just did a full denim one, and it has, like, a die cut of BBOIC on the back. So that's slightly different. So I changed the variation a little bit, but that design itself, that's my design 100%.
What would you categorize your style as? I don't want to put your company in a box, but like if you were to describe your style, what would you call it?
So growing up, right, I like good quality clothes, and I like to buy stuff that don't go out of style, right? So
Classic
when
pieces.
I make my stuff, I try to make stuff like I always. So this is the thing: if I buy 4 things, 1 is going to be a now thing. 3 is going to be I could wear for a lot of years,
right?
And that's literally how I design. So like this is like like what I'm wearing right now is a now thing, right? It's not going to be in style maybe 2 years from now or whatever, right? Maybe even next year it might not be in style. But like I told you about those denim, the denim tracksuit. I mean denim suits. I could wear that for years,
right,
without it going out of style.
It's
like
denim.
I'm good.
Right.
You feel me? So it's really more classic. I don't like to use the word urban too tough, but it's more of American style, high end, if you will, right? Because I do design a lot of high end stuff, especially my one-of-ones. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like,
what makes your style different? Like, what makes you stand out from other brands?
It honestly, a lot of times it just stands out. I think the style itself, the look of it, the feel of it. I don't know. It was in my advanced class, but like no, because I'm thinking about like because I remember like I walked into one of those classes and everybody was like, "Yo!" Like they didn't know I was a designer, right? But then when I said I was, they was like, "Oh, because that jacket you got on is crazy." Like I get that all the time. Like I make these swim trunks, right? Swim trunks and top. Everywhere I go, it stops like people like they just gotta talk. Like just yo, that's you know what I mean? Like it's a shocker. It's
a conversation
nice,
piece.
but it's definitely a conversation piece for and all it is, it's a map of the Caribbean. That's all it is. It's just a map of the Caribbean on my trunks and top, and I made it so that I mean it's swim trunks, right? Swim trunks do dry right away, right? But it's like a fit though. Right, so like if you go into like a pool party or whatever, you get in the water, you come out, you put your shirt back on, you good. I travel a lot, so if you on the beach, you in the water, you come out, and then you get your drink, you good. You got your shirt on, you good. You know, I mean, so I made it so that it's a fit, but at the same time, you know, you want to go in the water, go in the water. So, so yeah, it's just everything I make is eye catchy, if you will. And I think that's what pretty much did. I mean, if you want to go back to where I started, it was just this big ass light bulb on my shirt. People was like, "Yo, that look cool," you know. So
now you speak a lot about menswear. Do you make women's wear as well?
I do.
Now, specifically, do you make it for the big girls?
I don't think I have just yet.
All right, podcast done.
No, actually, no, I'm lying. The athleisure wear, the athleisure wear I did, but not the couture wear. And it's only because of the models. I had to fit the models. Like I had this one girl, China. It was made for her. The first the first shoot that if you go on Joe's Cristo, I think it's _ Joe's Cristo _ on Instagram. That model, I can't remember her name right now. Asia. She's a singer too, by the way, but singer and actress. But I made it for her, so I haven't had So the shoot that I'm having, I do have a big model.
I'm just talking about
Yeah.
inclusivity because
Yeah, no.
sis want a shirt
Wait,
or a pair
wait,
or,
I
was gonna say,
or an
wait till you see
outfit.
the
I was
next
gonna
Or,
say she's saying it selfishly, but yeah.
I am
No, I got
100%.
you.
Yes.
I got you. I got you. But like the
100%.
women's stuff, like I said, those been custom so far. I haven't because it's again because of Shein. I can't make clothes. I don't do fast fashion,
I get that.
You feel me?
However,
and it's mad expensive to make
Women,
women's clothes.
big
Y'all
girls.
are very picky.
no, we love
Very picky.
We love a good fitting, good quality
Yeah.
outfit.
Yeah.
Shein is cute for the club,
Yeah.
for brunch, for
Right.
But like you said, buying a piece that is classic that can last me
Yeah.
in my closet for long, because Shein clothes don't last long. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's a season.
No, of
Maybe
course.
a season and a half, depending on what you get. And they have stuff they game up, but because of we're inclusive now.
Yeah.
It's really hard to
So,
find.
ironically enough, there are some pieces that I've made, and I think I did have. I don't want to lie. All right. So no, I was gonna say about my fashion show, but I don't. I think I did, but I don't remember. But I do know for a fact though, there's clothes that I've made that big women have worn, specifically women's clothes.
Got it.
Yeah. So, but that's. Like I said, that's the athleisure wear. I haven't made any of the couture stuff yet.
Can you tell me what the difference is between athleisure and couture?
Sure, yeah. The couture is more high end, like when we talk about the Met, right? That
Right.
stuff that you. I mean, for my stuff, it's really like for the men's, it's the suits, right?
Got it,
For the
got it.
women's, it's the gowns, the dresses, and my guy in Harlem makes those for me, the women's stuff. And they're usually one of one because I'm not making no couture line that you could buy more than one because
Right.
those are super
Yeah, I
expensive.
mean, usually couture is
it
one
takes
of one.
time and
Yeah.
it costs a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the suits, not so. I can make a collection of suits. I'm good on that now. But like if somebody wants to sit with me and say, hey, I want this, I want that, I want this pipe, and I want that, dude, that's gonna be pricey. But yeah, it's really more high end, more material, more time, things like that.
Got it.
Again, I don't do fast fashion, but
What does that mean?
quick, like the
Mass
quick and dirt,
produced,
yeah,
yeah.
like. But those people make thousands,
Yeah.
and thousands,
Yeah.
and sell it for dirt. Shit. Like
Yeah,
you could
it
buy a
costs
shirt
like
for $4.
10 cents to make a shirt.
Yeah.
They'll sell it for 20.
Not
and then it'll
even.
be out of season.
Not
Yeah,
even.
not even.
$4.
And they'll be out of season
Yeah.
within and then it gets sent to Africa. But that's a whole nother. That's a
Yeah.
whole nother podcast.
Nah, but they usually sell out. They usually do because they sell them for $4.
But no, I'm talking about like fast fashion as us that we throw it away.
Oh, yeah.
And it gets put into
That part.
landfills in Africa. But that's a
See,
whole
that's
nother
the other thing
conversation.
too, because as a fashion designer, you got to think about those things.
The
So, for
pipeline,
example, I had to not throw out, but I had to give away a lot of clothes to what do you call that?
Salvation Army?
Not Salvation Army, but one of those thrift shops.
Goodwill?
Goodwill. I had to give a bunch, like brand new with tags on everything. I gave actually those fake Nike things. Yeah, I gave all that away because I'm not selling that. I was like, dude.
They're not fake. They're yours,
I
but
mean,
yeah.
but nah, I wasn't selling it. I was like, nah.
Yeah.
I gave them all away. You might even see it on this movie called what's that movie called? New Jack City 2, I think.
2?
I gave them. I was like, here, because think about it. They is it what was the first? Wesley Snipes. What's that? New Jack City.
City.
Yeah, New Jack City 2. So I gave them a bunch. I was like, here you go. So I don't know if they're gonna cover the but it's a movie, so I don't think they're gonna cover it. It's so prayerfully, it's POW. You see BBYC, but so I gave the Goodwill, but the ones that New Jack City has, I was selling those. That was my it was called B-Boy. That was my B-Boy trash suits. But the funny thing about that was the manufacturer that I fired. So you asked about stealing designs. He actually designed that. I didn't. I just saw it. I was like, oh yeah, that looks nice. He designed it. So I bought it in a whole bunch of colors. You know, obviously BBYC's on. I made some changes to it, whatever. But I noticed for like a year straight, I kept seeing that same design on like mad people. I was like, yo, this is crazy. And I
Just
bought a
different
lot. I
logos.
think I bought like 144.
Oh my gosh.
That's a lot.
Crazy. I think I bought like because it was fly. I was
Right.
like, yeah.
Right.
I still wear mine. I still wear mine. It's fly. But and like I said, I gave it to New Jack City too. But
So I've got 2 questions for you.
Yep.
And it literally just came up based upon what you just said. In regards to starting your business, would you suggest someone handle all the administrative stuff first, like getting the trademark, getting like the logo, like patented and everything? Would you suggest that they start that first, or would you suggest they start like creating first? Like what would your advice be? You know, having the knowledge that you have now.
I did them both simultaneously. I did. No, I did them simultaneously. I put it out first, and then I trademarked it. And ironically enough, there was a BB&Y. There was two BB&YCs, one in Harlem, one overseas. And my lawyer sent them a cease and dismiss. That was fly. But yeah, no. Honestly, yeah. Like you said, to answer the question, I would probably do the administrative stuff first, because the way things are going now, especially the minute you go online, you kind of like expose.
Oh yeah.
Because I was mentioning my wife has a product, and she had said something the other day at a presentation that I was like, "Yo, this is perfect." But we need to trademark that line.
Right.
I was like, that line right there.
That's powerful.
I said, nah, we need to trademark it because I want to. I want to send that video out, but I can't because we got to trademark it. So yeah, I would definitely do all the trademarking, everything up front before coming out if you can. But here's the thing: I'm talking out two sides of my mouth because here's why. If you want to do something,
it's
just
gonna
do it.
Yeah.
Because honestly, what's that term? Analysis paralysis.
Absolutely.
We talk about that all the time.
You're gonna fall into that trap.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thinking and da. Like I know the one lady that quit the other day I was telling you about. She suffers from analysis paralysis.
Yeah.
For years, I've been trying to do business with her for years.
Yeah.
We haven't done business together.
Wow.
Because we both in the same other industry that I was referring to. We're both in that same industry. And I'm like, yo, we need to start a business together. I actually did it. And made buco money off of that. That's what was helping me with this.
Right.
She's still not doing it. You feel me? So if you don't just do it, I don't know. So like I said, I did it simultaneously. But yes, you probably should do that first.
Yeah.
And then jump. But jump. Like, just go.
Yeah.
But you should have some education. You should da-da-da. So there's a bunch of preliminary things that you should do. But it all depends.
Of course. Now, I think throughout this interview, what I have experienced from you is a sense of passion, right? And just passion for fashion.
Yep.
I didn't
got a
I didn't
passion for
mean
fashion.
I didn't mean for those words to rhyme that way.
It happens.
But my question to you is, what do you want people to take away from your clothing or just from your creations? Because I can clearly tell, I'm pretty sure the audience can clearly tell that you're passionate about this. Yeah. What do you want people to take away from your creations as they wear it?
Oh, well, it's authentic. I'm courageous in my designs. And I'm coming from a vulnerable state when I'm doing it because it's a lot to and I say those three things because it takes a lot to do to design, period. So we were talking earlier about like people's mindset. Like older people. I'm an older person, by the way. I mean, I don't know if it's because 48 is considered old, but I grew up in the 80s, right? I was born in the 70s, 90s. There was some stereotypes that we were just talking about that I grew up with.
Absolutely.
You understand what I'm saying? And to be in fashion is to be on that side of the fence. You feel what I'm saying? So I told you about the shoes, right? I remember one time this one lady told me straight up, yo, you're like the straightest person I know that likes shoes. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's so wild.
But
like a man
I
can't
get
dress.
her point, though.
I
I
understand.
get her
I
point.
understand.
Coming from my era,
Oh,
I
okay.
get her point.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because you're coming from this era. But from my era,
I'm
I
not
get
as
her
young as you
point.
think.
Well, you already told me you can't run for president, so you're young enough.
There's nothing.
You feel me?
There you go.
Let's talk about my age after.
So anyway, but yeah, so that's why I say I'm coming from a vulnerable state because sometimes I am a little bit, although I'm not shy, but I am shy, right? So it's kind of like, I don't want to be like, hey, how you, buy my stuff, but it's what
That's
it
what it
is.
is,
That's
yeah.
just what it is. So, yeah, I mean, to answer your question, what I want them to get out of it, I want them to get that it's a fly design, the quality is great. And that's the thing, too. It's so funny because my prices are not cheap, right? So when people buy my stuff, they always like, "Oh my God, I didn't realize the quality was so great." I always hear that, like the people that actually buy it, and wear, especially my friends. Like for them, I probably give it to them. But when they get it, they're like, "Oh my God, the quality is so great." Even my first T-shirts, those first T-shirts weren't what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
I was just telling somebody the other day because they got some new stuff for me. I said, no, this ain't 2017.
Yeah.
These some real shirts, like not. And the shirts that I had back then were dope.
Right.
If I could do them now, and they still be dope. You know what I'm saying? But they not the quality I have now is amazing.
Yeah.
And I didn't even change that price. That price is still $33.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's 2 different shirts, right? And the price, the cost of the price is different, but I kept the same price because I'm like, at least I got to keep that sane. You know what I mean?
Why 33? If you want.
3 is my favorite number. So if you notice, BBYC looks like 3s. It's BBNYC, but it looks like
Trinity.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep.
So speak more about that. What role do you think creativity has played in your journey? Because I feel like I've heard little bits of creativity like throughout your entire story. So what role has it played?
A lot. I mean, I dream a lot. I'm a big dreamer. So from the dreams to my, I say the dreams are in my mind, but from my mind to my pen, and the thought process, because I believe I could do whatever I want. Like, and that's real. Like, I try to instill that in my kids. Like, yo, you could do whatever. They don't believe me, but you could do whatever. But I've showed them that, which is crazy. They see it in me, because I'd be like, yo, I'm going to do this. They're like, yeah, right, Dad. It may not be the next day. That's the thing.
Right.
It's coming. Right. Like, I don't mean to show off right now, but I drive a Benz. Right.
Amen.
Years ago, I'm like, yo, when I get that Benz, a long time ago, they were little. When I get that Benz, da. Now my older son is like, damn, yo, you really driving that Benz.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
He said
like,
it.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
I said it. It didn't happen overnight, but it happened. You feel what I'm saying? So a lot of things, that's just a minor story, but there's a lot of things that I've done that I said I'm going to do, and I do. So the creativity part is just making it happen. You feel what I'm saying? Because when you're creative, you make things happen.
Of course.
Right? It comes from your head, and you just do it, right? Whether it's in the pen, whether it's singing, whether it's writing, fashion, photo shoots, website design, building a network. I'm in IT. Building a network, things like that. Selling, right? Because that's the other thing about business. You got to know how to sell.
Yes.
Oh,
You don't know how to sell,
Yes.
it's pointless.
Pack it
That's
up.
You
why I
got to
keep
sell
trying-
yourself first.
Woo.
Pack it up.
You
They
have to
gotta
sell your
buy
personality.
you, which
Yeah.
is crazy. They
Yeah.
got to buy you.
And you got to know who you are before you can
Right.
sell something to someone.
That was a
the
creative
word.
quote.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
They are buying you before anything else. They're buying you. You're the product. Be brilliant.
So in this dreaming, where do you see yourself in your business in the next 5 years?
5. Let's see. We are in 2024, 2029. So I know this sounds backwards, right? Because we're in the informational stage, not the industrial age anymore. But I do want a brick and mortar. I do want a store. I know that's backwards. We're in the information age.
Why though? Why, please?
Well, you need a flagship, right? You got to have because here's the thing. I can work out of my store. I can have the storage in the back, and it can still be shipped out from the website all over the world. And I used to do storage. Now I'm doing my basement, but I used to do a storage room, and everything was shipped out of that. But now, because of COVID and finances, I'm doing everything out of my basement. But if I could have a store, I prefer Brooklyn. Sorry.
Clearly.
But if I could have a store downtown Brooklyn, I'll get foot traffic, whatever. But 5 years, I want to be retired from my day job.
Right.
I want to be in my store.
Claim it.
And I want not just my store though. I want BBNYC everywhere. All
Amen.
department stores, all boutique stores. And then Joe's Creek still doing this thing too, as far as doing the customs for whoever, for very celebrity. Hopefully you.
Of course.
Very celebrities.
Of course. Let's make it happen. Listen,
Let's go.
I'll say this, and I do want you to continue.
Okay.
You wore a I forget what type of collar that thing is called.
A French collar.
A collarless shirt.
Collarless shirt.
Oh,
Yeah.
collar.
When I saw you wear that, I was just like,
That's crazy.
Now that's something.
I
that
did
would
peep that
rock.
too with the BB and Y
Yes,
on the
yes,
sleeve.
when I
I think
saw it,
it
I
was.
was
I
like-
did peep that.
sides.
It was on the
Yeah.
sides.
Yeah,
When I saw that, I was
yeah.
just
I did
like,
peep that.
Yeah. So
now that is
So
what
you
I,
make custom pieces. Like if somebody came to you and said, "Hey, I want this type of shirt," or do you have like set designs and they kind of pick from that?
mostly that, but
Okay.
now it's material.
Got it.
Now I'm doing material, and then we take it from there.
Got it.
But that's funny you said that. So my emo, aka my sister-in-law, she just pointed that out the other day, and that's might be it's not pre BBNYC, but she noticed that even not the collars, but regular shirts, I wear them always button up. And she's like, "That's a look on you." She's like, "I gotta tell you, that's a really because when I go to work, I'm wearing suits, but I may not wear a tie, and I just button it all the way up."
Yeah.
And she said, "That's a really good look on you." Pointed that out. But a lot of times I'll wear the collar, and I make those. The collars, I make those. And funny, my manufacturer, I told you, is from Pakistan. He's Muslim. That's what they wear all the
They
time.
wear that all the time.
Right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
when I make it, he's mad excited. Like, perfect.
Right. He's styling. He's taking your shirt. He's styling.
He's like, yo, so.
He's like, I'm gonna set one aside for me.
Right.
Right.
When I
And
went
it's funny you
to
said
the
that. I
market.
saw him with a shirt on. I said, yo, that's BBOS. He said, no, sir, this is plain. I was like, all right.
No, sir.
I said, all right. But yeah, that's and it's funny because I made that only, I'm lying. I made it in white, I made it in gray, but I'm going to do a black one too soon. But yeah, I like those. I like the collars.
Yeah. So nice. So you said brick and mortar. You
Yeah.
wanted to be in all
Yeah.
fashion stores.
Yeah.
Anything else you see for yourself in 5 years?
Yeah, debt free, man. I need financial freedom. That's my first goal right now. Outside of all of that, because I'm gonna tell you something about good and bad about COVID.
Okay.
Bad, obviously, everything died. I say died. Like my business died, stores, but I was running. When I tell you I was running, I was doing everything, boom, 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 nonstop. If COVID didn't happen, I don't know what would happen to me. I ain't gonna hold you. Because maybe it would have worked out, because I was running, I was going nonstop, and I was spending so much money, but it had to slow. It slowed me. It forced me to slow down.
Of course.
So I was able to take a step back and look at everything, the big picture, the money that I was spending, the way I was doing things. Because this cycle, I know I talked about it a little bit earlier, but this cycle is really like, you see how it is. There's 2 fashion weeks a year, February and September, right? There's 4 quarters, right? 4 seasons in a year, right? You got to design, you got to manufacture, you got to do photo shoots, you got to put it out, you got to go in the stores, you got to sell it online, That's all year round.
Non-stop.
It's 2 to 4, depending on how you do it, 2 to 4 times a year. So, thank God. I know COVID messed me up, but I think there was a gift and a curse behind it. I think the slowdown part helped me to figure out how to move forward. So, but yeah.
All right, JC, I know that you just spoke about slowing down, and I know that, throughout this whole interview, you've been very, laid back and real chill. There is a part of this interview that we purposely didn't tell you about.
Okay.
That's actually Ashley's favorite part of the interview.
It's the ambush part I was telling you about.
Not that ambush. Not that ambush, please. Oh my goodness.
It's my favorite section of it.
Yes.
We like to call rapid fire questions.
Oh, shims. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have 0.5 seconds
0.5
to answer these questions.
Damn, I'm not
quick.
that quick.
You
but
gotta
okay,
be.
I'm
He said,
trying.
"I'm not that quick."
I'm so not.
He
but
said,
all right.
he said, remember, I told you my age.
Yeah,
Right.
Remember, I told you
You
my age.
gotta be quicker than that.
I'll try my best.
All right, are you ready?
Hopefully.
Rapid fire questions. That's the Jamaican air horn. We always add that in.
All right.
No, we
They
don't.
never
we
added
don't.
it in.
We don't.
So I gotta. We don't. I'm gonna get a soundboard on this computer. Anyway, are you ready?
I'll try. Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. Favorite fashion designer out right now?
Out right now.
Come on.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Dead or alive?
Out right now.
They would have to be alive.
It had to be alive?
Yes.
Yeah.
That narrows it down even more.
Because I honestly, Okay. I can't remember his name.
You can say you.
Me.
Favorite article of clothing to make?
Jeans.
Jeans. Okay.
Who would you love to design for as a celebrity or a company?
Nike.
Favorite sneaker?
Jordans.
Would you rather never wear a new pair of sneakers again or only wear the same pair every day?
Yeah.
That's a weird question.
Okay. We'll say it again.
say
Would
it
you
again.
rather never wear a new pair of sneakers or wear the same pair of sneakers every day?
I mean, I guess I could do the same pair of sneakers every day.
What sneakers would those be?
My Jordan 1 Crash the Bad Boys. They're black and orange. But I need a new pair though.
No, you gotta wear that
new
pair.
pair forward.
Good answer. Good answer.
That was it. That's all I
That was
rapid
it.
fire
That was the
question.
That was it?
rapid fire
That was
questions.
it.
That was
So
it.
my favorite design is Alexander McQueen. Next.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, me. I like me.
I like me. I like me.
Yeah.
Nice.
That was it.
Yeah.
That was our rapid fire
That
question.
wasn't bad.
He
Why'd you
took the
choose Alexander McQueen though? Because he
dope.
is making a comeback though.
He's dead.
He's
Obviously.
dead. Yeah.
Obviously.
I really think it's because he's died.
Oh, did he die recently?
Within the last like 10 years.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Nah, he's
I don't even
dope.
think it's 10 years. I think it's less than that. But it's one of those like the artist makes a comeback after he's died because his fashion house is still alive and running.
Yeah,
Of course.
But he himself is
I think
not
I
here.
own a pair of shoes actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
And also, I think they're making him more accessible to the masses.
Yeah.
Before he was just something like a couture or
Yeah.
to the celebrities, like he'll make an item of clothing. But now, I wouldn't say he's mass produced, but you can go online and order a couple pieces like
That's
that.
true.
Got it.
And I noticed they are making athleisure with his name on it.
Yeah.
So
It's like I feel like they're like
Cheapening?
commercializing.
Commercial. That's
definitely not
yeah.
cheaper because
It's not cheap.
Yeah.
It's not cheap.
Oh, you know who else I
But
like?
they're
Philip Plein. You ever
commercializing.
heard of Philip Plein?
Philip Line.
He's alive. Philip Plein. P-L-I-E-N. He's dope. He's super dope. I'm surprised I ain't seen him. I've been to his store in Paris. He's
Wow.
dope.
And why Nike?
Yeah, I just love sneakers though. Nah, but honestly, if I could ever do a collabo with them, that would be sick.
Gotta put that in.
That
Like
would
a
be
pair of ones.
sick.
Put that
I'd
into
probably
the-
do twos because nobody's doing twos. I'd probably do twos. I just got into twos actually. Now, actually, I've been into twos in my head. I just
In my
they-
head.
No,
I
that
like
is
the
acting
ones.
they,
recently.
they weren't in the stores.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And oh boy, what's the name? The one that passed away, Off White.
Virgil.
Oh,
Virgil did. He did twos. I need to buy his, but they mad expensive.
He
They're
died.
like, no, it was expensive before he died. It was
Yeah.
Really?
600 before. They probably
Oh
like
my
$2,000
gosh.
now. They were like, he did a pair of twos. Fire. And I was coaching a basketball team at the time, and it was the same color, blue and black. I wanted them so bad. And it was 600. I could have got them, but I was just 600 though.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
It's like you get it, but it's like
But if you'd have got
Yeah.
it now,
now it's
I mean,
too
if
late.
you'd have got it then,
If I'd have got it then,
yeah.
I'd have been good. But they're so comfortable. I just got a pair.
See, I don't like the. I'm a ones. I'm a Jordan
No,
ones.
one's
Yeah.
fire.
Yeah.
I'm a
One's is
Jordan
fire.
ones all day.
Yeah, I just like I said, I just got into twos. I'm like, ooh, these are, and they're comfortable. I don't
think Jordans are that comfortable.
Top three Jordans.
like I said, I just got into two, so I'm gonna make that an honorable.
Okay.
Put an asterisk on that.
Okay.
So 1, 3,
Okay.
Threes. Okay.
and retirements. I don't know what number that is. The retirements. And only the reason why the retirement. Can I tell you a joke about the retirements?
Wait, what's that? Dub zeros?
Let me look that up real quick.
I don't know the number. It's the retirements. But it was my first Jordans. I couldn't afford Jordans back then. That's high school, like, you know what I mean? Because elementary, my parents weren't buying that. And even when I was working, I couldn't buy it. But my first Jordans were the retirements. Fire to this day.
Yeah.
But again, it's my first, right?
Are
The
those
first
the
is always the
nines?
first. I don't know if
Retirements or
that
not?
one. That's
Okay.
actually my first one. So
Those are nines?
No, these are the. Actually, doesn't say what they are.
yeah, I think
You
it's
know,
the
these
same
are
number.
these are from the episode of Martin.
Yes.
so
yes.
random. You know what
yes,
I'm talking about?
yes. When you said it, I was just like, yeah.
Yeah.
So the joke behind that is when I bought them, that was $125. I bought
Wow.
a car that same day. Guess how much? $100.
That's OD.
I
That's
paid $100 for
crazy.
that car. And the car only lasted me one day.
I can only imagine
lasts you a
$400.
It was it was to the point where it was almost like a rental. Because I literally gave it back to the guy. I was like, yo, I'm good. I gave
No
it back
way.
to him.
That's
so it was like a rental. I paid $100 for it. But I gave him $100. I took the car, drove it for like a day, and I gave it right back. I said, nah, I'm good. I gave it right back to him.
Wow.
So he basically made $100 for lending me the car.
Right. A rental. $100 for a rental. I do have one final question. Well, I don't know. Let me not say final because I don't know what you're going to say. You mentioned your kids a couple of times. Not a couple, but a few times. But what role, if any, have they played in your either creativity or be brilliant at all? You know, BBNYC. Like what?
So the older one played basketball. I'm going to say still plays basketball, but played basketball. And a lot of that in the very beginning, because I told you I make a lot of athleisure, at least in the beginning, was because of basketball. Dead ass. Like I even sponsored basketball, Fun Sport in Brooklyn. So he played a huge part in him and all his teammates, and like, cause that's who I saw. That was my audience, honestly. Like all the basketball kids, all the parents. That was my audience. A lot because I was, travel, right? Everywhere I went, I saw them. So a lot of, I made the fake Nike Tech, but a lot of the clothes that I made in the very beginning was basketball influenced.
Wow.
No joke.
Wow.
Right? And that's why I sponsored Fun Sport, because I was like, yo, all these kids, da-da-da. So so that was that. The younger one, who's now 16, he plays baseball. Didn't really get too much influence on the fashion there because those parents are... Yeah. Sorry. If they hear this, see this, I'll leave that alone. But yeah, no influence on the baseball stuff. But I did actually, so I made basketball uniforms. I actually made baseball uniforms for his team like a year or two ago. But the younger one wears BBYC a lot. And he wears it in school. So the kids see it, they love it. So that helps too. But as far as design, like I said, the basketball, super influence on that.
They gotta be like so cool to have like original design, especially in this time. Like who wouldn't want
that
original
part,
design pair? Especially growing up in New York City, like that's its own runway.
I wish it was New York City, so I live in Long Island.
I
so
mean,
it's not. No. Wait.
You're right. You're right. That is a different. That is different.
If it was Brooklyn, where we came up, right? I think it would have been 1,000 times better fashion-wise with the kids and all that. But because we're on Long Island, these kids, at least with the younger one, because he wears it all the time, and they like it, don't get me wrong, but yet and still they'll make fun of you.
Oh, of course.
Wow.
They make fun of you for everything.
For everything.
Yeah.
So it'd be like, oh, why are you wearing a full green suit? Like, what? Like, it's fly.
Like, this fly, right?
You know what I'm saying?
My daddy made this. This is fly.
So they'll make fun a little bit, but I don't think he would have got that in Brooklyn or anywhere at all, because they'd have just like, oh, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I think.
Especially if they've seen it enough.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
The thing that I pay attention to in fashion is very similar in music as well too, but if enough people start to see it and they see it enough, it's just like, all right. I can get.
It takes an innovator though to put on something new. It does.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I feel like the fashion in the city is better than on Long Island, because at Long Island the kids wear anything, and it really depends. They don't go to a black school, so if they went to, if we
he said all you needed to say.
No. Because if we lived in a black neighborhood, I think it would have been better.
Oh yeah.
But we, unfortunately, I don't know.
Whatever.
Right. Yeah. So
it's give and take.
Yeah.
So speaking about the kids, I think this will be a good way to wrap up. What advice, or let's make it practical, if someone around your youngest son's age wanted to start up something like BBNYC, like, and they ask you, hey, can you mentor me?
Yeah.
What advice would you give them? What would you tell them, like, to encourage them to continue to fulfill their dreams?
So I'm actually in that situation now, but not with the younger one, with the older one.
Okay.
So they're probably 18, 19. My son is 18, so this one is probably 19.
Yeah.
Because he was younger than everybody. So Shout out to Joey. I don't remember his last name, but Joey. He's actually gonna be interning for me this spring, I think. This spring / summer.
I love it.
So we've been talking for a couple years now, actually. And the advice that I gave him was, so it's funny. He wanted to design it first. He was so big into the fashion. He wanted to design it first. But then he interned at another brand this past summer and got more into the marketing side and loves it. So, which is good because I'm like, you need to like experience all sides of the business, right? So he loves that side of the business. And so he actually is more into the sales aspect and getting the clothes into the stores. So my thing is just get involved. Right, whether it's with me or somebody else, just get involved with the business. You know, do the YouTubes, study, read up on other. I had to do the same thing. Read up on all other fashion designers. And if you're young, if you really want to get into it, go to school for it. Go to FIT and learn the business. Because a lot of I was actually my first podcast that I was on not too long ago. The one main thing that they were impressed about with me was the business side because they interview designers all the time. Yeah. And a lot of designers don't get far. And it's so funny because I'll meet others and they're like, yo, how did you do it? I'm like, it's the business side, right? Because you could design all day. Like you said, passion for fashion. But if you don't got the business sense, you're not going to be able to get far, right? So, and that's why I say learn the business, right? The fashion will come. You know, if you're creative, the fashion will come. And in this case, in Joey's case, he likes the sales and marketing side better than design. He's like, I'm going to still be in fashion, so he loves it. So that's all. I would just say learn the business, learn the ins and outs of fashion, read up on other designers, study, and intern with fashion designers. And if you want a job with me, please come through.
I love that. I love that. Now, JC, please tell the people where they can find you on social media and also where can they buy your products.
All right. So social media is at Brillant, and it's the French spelling. So it's BRILLANTNYC. So Brillant NYC. The website is shopbbnyc.com. Again, that's shopbbnyc.com.
I love that.
Yep. Where can they find you?
Me? Glad that you asked. They can find me on Instagram at Winston Ward Music. You can also find me on TikTok.
Hey, Mr. Viral over here.
Yes, find me on TikTok, Winston Ward Music. You can also find me on my website, winstonwardmusic.com. Ash, where can they find you?
You can find me on my Instagram at Ash_Slays. We always feel like a little graphic under here, so I like to help Dave out. Ash ASH_SLAYSS. And you can find the podcast at Rise of the Creative NYC. Yeah.
Yeah.
Always think about it.
Right. And you can find this lovely space that we're recording our podcast.
Yes, our website is up and running.
Yes, it is. Yes.
It looks so great. It's so dope.
Yes.
So inclusive and has all of the elements and all of the things.
Yes. Is it very mindful?
It's very demure.
Nice.
we added that in. I like that. That was good.
Yes. But you can find that at the university. THIUNIVERSITY. And the website is theuniversity.com.
Yes.
Yeah. So
I think that's the end of our podcast. Thank you so much for coming.
No problem.
Thank you so
Dope
much.
conversation.
Yes.
And we out.
We're out.
The rise of the creative. We got a dope jingle.
Oh, yeah?
The rise of the creative. The rise of the creative.
Ooh, is it my turn now?